And hello, everyone. Hello, Fabiola Philippine here from the Fabulous Abundance Show, the only show that teaches you how to use science, feminism, and coaching to master your money mindset so you can manifest whatever you desire in life. And because I love to empower women, today I have my dear friend Ehi. She is a mindset and transformational coach that helps female entrepreneurs to start, launch, and grow their business to a widely profitable venture. She teaches you to be intentional, deliberate, and live by design. Hello, Ehi.
Yes, yes,
Welcome to my
yes.
show.
Hello, Fabiola. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to be here. So today we want to have a conversation about the elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about, but everybody wants more of. And we're going to be having those money conversations right here, right now. I want to invite you to open up your mind,
Yeah.
grab a journal, grab a pen, and take some good notes. And I trust that we will be sharing some good things with you today that will transform the way you think about money.
That's what we want. Exactly. So thank you. And you're calling from Houston?
I am in Houston, Texas at the moment. I just have to
You.
say that I'm a Calgarian and I will be back home in
Yes.
time, but right now I'm in Houston, Texas.
That's awesome. Okay. So like me, you strongly, deeply believe that in the formula to success, there's the mindset component, right?
Mhm.
So let's talk about mindset around money. Tell
So,
me everything about it.
so let me just start by saying that money is not the money is not the dollar and the cents that you and I would interact with on a normal day. Money is energy. Money is the way you feel. Money is connected to your vibrations. Vibration is pretty much how good you feel about the fact that we live in an abundant universe. So when we talk about money, we cannot talk about money without alluding to the fact that money is just a current. Money is a current, it's like a current that flows. It's currency that flows.
Yeah,
Now, one of the things that I try to help women or anybody understand about money is your money, the amount of money that is sitting down in your bank account today
I love it.
is
Yes.
deeply connected to
Yes.
your beliefs around money, your narratives, your stories, your paradigms. Usually when I say those things, people go, well, what's she talking about? And they get a little interested. So let me tell you,
Huh?
each and every one of us, Fabiola, you and I, we grew
Yeah.
up hearing certain things about money.
Yeah.
This is called our paradigms and narratives and stuff and stories. So
Yeah.
every single thing you know about money today is a story. So
It's
if you're looking
very,
at your
yeah.
bank account and it looks amazing, then you
From
have been told
parents, right? From parents or grandparents in my case, and then goes back, and we just bring it over genes,
generations
right?
ago. Our parents were told certain things to be true about money by their parents. Their parents were told certain things to be true. And because they loved us so much, they passed on those beliefs to us. Unfortunately, a lot of these
Yeah.
beliefs
They didn't know
are,
any better, right?
yes, 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 because a lot of these beliefs do not support where we want to go,
Yeah.
right? Because when I say to you, Fabiola, money does not grow on
Trees.
money's not growing trees. We didn't grow up in the same place. You know, everyone in the world hears money does not grow on, and we immediately fill up the gap and say trees. It's not like we came together and we had to rehearse and go, what do we say? Money does not grow on trees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All have been given, we somehow have all been given that orientation that money does not grow on trees, right?
Yeah.
So we start to believe that there is not enough money. I grew up in Nigeria. My father always said to me, "You have to manage. There's not enough money. You have to manage. You have to work within your means. Let me just go through a couple beliefs. Save now and enjoy later. You gotta. There's no pain, no gain. You gotta hustle, 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 grind,
Hustle,
grind, grind.
hustle. Oh, that's one mine. Hard work,
Yeah.
work hard, 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 hard.
Yes, yes, we're told that money cannot just come from doing something that you love. You need to go out there and work hard and go through unpleasant situations to get money. What other beliefs have we been told? money's not everything. We have to save for the rainy day.
Yeah.
And it's not that inherently those beliefs are far-fetched. It's just what it does to us subconscious. It makes us start thinking about money as the enemy, the thing that never is around, the thing that we can never have enough of, the
Yeah.
thing that only a certain few privileged people have access to, and the rest of us, we're just going to struggle till we die.
Yeah.
You know, you hear things like a job is the only steady way to success. Everything else, you just have to just kind of coast your way through. We cannot afford
So
that.
there's this scarcity mindset. It's either you're happy or you're rich, right? Or money's evil, so people don't want to be evil or don't want to be perceived as evil, and so they rather get rid of money and be without it. So their subconscious makes them think that they are good people, but poor.
Absolutely. After all, money is the root of all evil, right? If you have a Christian background, you were told this over and over again by the people that were supposed to protect us, that money is the root of all evil. So why would you want to attract anything that is evil to you? Fabiola, most people are good in nature. Most people have a good mind. Most people have a kind heart. You would never want to attract anything that is a complete contrast to what you believe to be true.
That's an awesome point. And that's an awesome point, because if I think about all the people that I do business with, they're actually very trustworthy people. And so it's not true that they're evil people. Actually, I do business with people that I trust, and they have my best interests at heart. So it really doesn't stand up this evil thing.
Exactly. But if you're constantly being told that money is the root of all evil, then you want to do everything in your power to avoid it. Now, here's the tricky thing about the subconscious. On the outside, Fabiola, it's crazy because we could be saying, no, I'm good. I have worked on my limiting beliefs. I believe that I can attract as much money as I need. But subconsciously, you still have those deep inherent beliefs that are hiding and lurking around somewhere that really tell you that money is the root of all evil. So this is where it gets really tricky with mindset. Because on the outside, you could be saying, no, I believe in abundance. I want more money. I want to make more money. I want my business to do good and expand. But behind that, behind the scenes, subconsciously, you really believe that money is evil.
Let's remind people, it's our conscious mind. It's only 5%, and rather than 95% of our brain, it's really dominated by our subconscious. So guess who's gonna win between the two?
Absolutely, the subconscious wins all the time, and this is why it's really inherent in all of us to wake up every single day, not once a week, not once a month, to work on your mindset.
I lost her. Just a second. I lost her. Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
We lost. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. So You were saying something awesome. You were saying we have to work every single day at our mindset, right? That's what you were saying?
We have to work every single day, not once a week, not once a month, not once a year, every single day, sometimes for a couple times a day, on getting your
every day, all day.
all day, every day, to reprogram your subconscious.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you're never going to get to the life that you desire, because your subconscious is making all the decisions for you. Right?
Yeah, and I don't know, well, I'm sure but I find myself coaching myself every day, all day, because now I have this awareness that I'm realized to recognize what's a thought that would serve me and a thought that doesn't, right? And so, and I'm like, okay, who does it belong to? This doesn't belong to me, get away. And I just return it to sender with consciousness. So people take very lightly this thing of rewiring our brain. And thank you for bringing that up. Yes, it's because it's not only me, it's every single coach will say it's a daily effort. And we have 50,000 thoughts every day and they say 90% do not belong to us. So we need to make that exercise of decluttering, getting rid of thoughts that don't serve us.
And that's a fabulous point that you talk about, Fabiola, because when you get into the habit of doing it even once a day, then you start to get used to it. It's like going to the gym and exercising. At first, you're like, I don't want to do this. I feel kind of wonky coming to the gym. eventually you're going to love doing it because you're going to start to reap the benefits. You're just going to enjoy it.
Yes.
That's how we have to treat the thoughts that do not serve us. It's like you're taking that thought, but you're acknowledging that it exists. You're saying, okay, so right now I do believe that I am not worthy and deserving of making a certain. Where has this thought come from? It's like playing the role of an investigator. At every single point in time, you are an investigator to your thoughts. You're asking pertinent questions such as, where does this thought come from?
Yeah.
Why do I think the way that I do? Where did he, at what point did I start thinking like this? And then more importantly, how is this thought serving me right now? And then you want to take another belief system, a new belief system, and replace that old belief system with a new one. Say, for example, maybe your old belief system may be something like no pain, no gain. For example, no pain, no gain, meaning I have to work all through the night, and I have to do things that I do not enjoy just to get the money. And just so a new thought could be something like, no, I am massively compensated for the work that I do in the world. I can exchange my goods, my services, and my gifts and my talents, and people pay me just to bask in my energy. People pay me for the things that I love to do.
Yes.
So you're replacing that old belief with a brand new belief, and then using affirmations and constant repetition, you are causing those beliefs to stick in your subconscious. Listen, Fielder, it's taken us 35 years, 40 years, 50 years, 25 years. I don't know how long you've been on this earth to come up with this crappy beliefs.
Yeah.
It may not go away overnight. Sometimes it might go away overnight, but most times it may not go away overnight. You need to come to a new realization by basis of affirmations and repetition and journaling and all these other tools, like program your blueprint about money and reprogram your beliefs about money.
And the beauty of working with someone like Ehi or myself is that because we are used to it, to filtering our thoughts or to positive thinking or to have that tendency, then it's easier for us to cut our clients when they say something that they're used to say, but they actually is not serving them, right?
Absolutely. It's like driving a car and not even seeing your blind spots. When you drive a car, what do? We turn around to make sure there's no car beside us, and we turn around. But we have those two rear view mirrors, and we have a rear view mirror, and we have two side mirrors that can help us, but there is a tiny bit of a blind spot. This is what a mindset coach or whomever who's used to working with the mind can help you identify and go, no, that is a limiting thought right there, and we need to valid, because you cannot oftentimes see your blind spot. You need somebody else with a different set of eyes to look through to say, that is not the way that you should be thinking.
Yeah, and we have that capacity of filtering thoughts first. And second, that capacity of cutting people in their stories. Do you find that? Like our brain is brilliant. It's really brilliant to create amazing excuses and stories to justify why we are in a certain situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's mind-blowing how our brain will create, and we will go into this, no, it's because this happened to me and because that. And when you will go on, people go on and on for half an hour explaining why, when they're just stories. They're really just stories that are preventing you to achieve your goal. And not everybody is like playing purposefully the victim. I'm not saying that, but there's this thing of being so used to it, to be in that story for generations, that it's like you
don't even know you're in the story anymore because you're so consumed by it,
reality.
So occupied, you don't even realize that you're in the kitchen and you're smelling of smoke until you get out of the kitchen, and then somebody says, you're smelling the food or you're smelling the smoke, and then you're like, oh, what happened? So this is the same thing with stories.
That's awesome.
Stories. And I love what you said, because a lot of times we get so caught up in our stories and we start to justify these stories. We start to validate the stories. We start to say things like, oh no, this is the reason why this is happening to me. My mother did not take care of me. My father did not do what he was supposed to do. I have done my best. I have worked hard. I have gotten an education, and we get into victim mode. Really, we do get, most of us get into victim mode without even realizing it, right? But
Yeah.
when you start to realize that you're in control and you can change that story, because if these stories have brought you this far, it means that you can choose a different set of stories, because all we are a combination of the stories that we have chosen to subscribe to.
Yeah. And our reality is simply the tangible reality of our inner reality and our inner stories, right? It's just,
Exactly. We're proof, we're evidence of our inner stories. You said it right. We're tangible reality of what's going on the back end.
and so I guess what it's, so if people, I guess, if the question is, are you happy with your current financial reality? Because if you're extremely happy and you don't see any place where to improve, then you're fine. But most of us, right, they want to grow and expand even more. And so how do
So,
you,
Fabiola, I think that it doesn't matter what level you go to, there's always room for expansion, there's always room for
absolutely,
improvement, there's always the coach. Every coach should have a coach. And I don't even know who you're looking up to, if it's I don't know who your role model is, but let's just take people like Tony Robbins and Oprah and all those people who have done amazing work in the world. They all have coaches.
oh
They
yes,
all people who are helping them with their mindset, because this is a journey. There is no such thing as I've got into my destination, I'm good now. If you have $1 billion, you want to have 3 billion. If you have 3 billion, you want to impact 100 million people in third world nations. If you've impacted 100 million, you want to impact 200 million. And it's just, we just keep getting better and better as humans. So as long as we're alive and there is a purpose for life, and as long as there's a purpose for life, then we can always do better with changing our stories and changing our mindset and mind frame. Because some people go, oh, I'm good. I make X number of dollars every single month. Well, that's fantastic, but you could be making more, or you could be impacting other people,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just there's so many. We're all so different that somebody they just want to stay stuck. They're just comfortable staying stuck where they are.
So
Right?
my my perspective on that is, so it doesn't matter if anyone says, "Oh, I'm just good with earning X number of dollars every single month. I'm good. I just need to take care of myself and my family." I believe that if you really check with your soul's desire, each and every one of us have been placed with a desire for more. So yes, there's people who are complacent. There's people who are saying, "Oh, I'm happy where I'm at, and that's good." But if I gave you the opportunity to not, like, if you had the opportunity to win the lottery, or to know that you could impact millions of lives around the world, would you say yes or no to that? Most people would say yes. So the answer is yes. Then there is room for more. You cannot
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I'm
Oh,
fine where I'm at."
absolutely.
It's not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's always room for more. So
Yes.
so that means that we need, absolutely, compulsorily need to work on our mindset all day, every day. But complacency is one of the things that stop you from working in your mindset, because you're like, "Oh no, this is too hard." It's the same way anyone will go to the gym and go, "Oh no, this is too hard."
Yeah.
But if you truly want to make an impact in the world, you truly want to make the kind of income that would make touch lives and make a difference around the
Yeah.
world, then you must be prioritizing your mindset work.
Yeah, certainly. It's like it's a never-ending journey, really. I know I do absolutely agree with you that if you one of those person that you're aware, you're conscious that you're really like an infinite being. You're like there's infinite possibilities around you. It is going to be a constant journey and work on your mindset because you're going to reach a ceiling, right? And then you have to work. So that's going to get a little bit uncomfortable. And so to break through that ceiling is going to require a certain coach that really helps you to break through and become that better version of yourself.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. I mean, it really starts from identifying what limiting beliefs do I have right now. At least the ones that you can see. What limiting beliefs do I have right now? Acknowledge that this belief is not serving you. And then number two, deciding on something new. You
but
know,
how, so
I
let me
really
ask
like,
you. Sorry, let me ask you. So how do you help your clients find their limiting beliefs? Because, as I said, they may not even know that they have.
Yeah, they may not know their. It's funny that you asked that question because I want to say last year, I want to say about 50 to 60% of the people that came to me argued that they were fine, that they did not have any mindset issues. And so what I usually would say to them is, are you making the kind of money you want to make in your life? Which what one of my the program that I'm constantly enrolling people for is a 10K month academy. So I said to her, I say to these ladies, are you making $10,000 every single month consistently, month after month? And they go, no. Then the next thing I say to them is, then you have a limited belief about money. And they go, okay, I'm open to a conversation about this. I want to learn more.
Yeah.
And they start to say things like, well, I don't like to sell, or I feel like selling, I feel like I'm ripping other people off when I sell to them.
That's huge.
Or, they may say something like, this, I have XYZ thing that I think would add value to people, but I don't know if it's worth charging this much for. They start to tell me their limiting beliefs just by the things they say to me. I'm like, well, that's a limiting belief right there. That's a limiting belief right there. And when you start to really ask those why questions and you trace it down to your roots, you'd realize where those limiting beliefs are coming from. So I don't even need to do too much investigation. Literally within 2 minutes of speaking with a person, I can tell you majority of the things that are holding them back.
Yeah.
And result is evidence to how much work we have to do.
Totally.
If you're not getting the result, then you have a lot of work to do, even if it does not feel like it, even if you're the most positive person in the room. Because one thing I hear a lot of people say to me is, well, Ehi, I'm positive. I always see the glass half full. I'm the most cheerful person.
Yeah.
Yes, you can be positive and be broke. You're not
Yes, that's awesome. Or there's the other version of the grateful people. Oh, I'm just grateful for what I have. I'm just grateful. So that's a great excuse to not ask for more. For example, for a weight. I'm just grateful for what I have.
I'm just grateful that I'm able to pay, to have 3 square meals. I'm just grateful that I'm able to have a roof over my head. I'm just thankful. And sometimes it's us just really hiding that complacency. Yes, you're grateful, but you're frustrated. Yes, you're grateful, but you're not free. Yes, you're grateful, but you don't have the time freedom and the financial freedom and the level of options that you should have.
Yeah. Oh, talking about keeping accountable people, eh? I love that. I love it. So if you're a person that doesn't like to be kept accountable, do not talk to us.
No.
Because we are going to point out what you are not doing. Yeah.
Exactly. And tell you
people are just sabotaging their dreams.
But see, Fabiola, the thing is, I think that it's even a huge progress when somebody even knows that they have a mindset issue. Majority of people are walking around not even being aware that there's anything as your inner world creates your outer world. Some people don't even know that. Some people think things happen to them. They think, well, you're just lucky to have a life that you want, or you're just lucky to have the job that you want, or you're just lucky to have the clients. No, there's nobody who's lucky. Everybody who's where they are has created their life by design. They have found themselves, they have worked their way to where they are, or they have been complacent to where they are. It works both ways. So if you want to learn how to live on purpose intentionally towards the things that you actually desire, then it's time to understand that you are in the driver's seat. You are in control. It's not like there's some God out there just being mad at you and being upset at you and wants to take away all the candy and wants to take away all the good things from you. No. I believe that God wants good things for us. I believe that God wants us to have the best things, even more than we want for ourselves. So if we just shed those layers and just get real with ourselves, then we can start to see some of the truths of why we're still in the situations that we have been complaining about years and years and years ago. But a lot of times people don't want to come, head on with the consequences of their choices. They'd rather be in the same spot and just be, at least I'm safe. At least I'm not out there being vulnerable and, exposing myself to judgment. There's a fear of judgment, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of responsibility, fear of paying taxes. There's so many reasons why people don't make the kind of money they want to make, Fabiola. It would amaze you. Some people just don't want to give back to friends and family. I know that I
Yeah.
know this to be true because this used to be one of my blogs.
The shame
Um,
and guilt, right?
yeah,
It's huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
The shame and guilt. I don't want to feel too privileged. I don't want to feel too on top of everybody. My friend circle right now, we do about $100,000 a month, a year. If I start to do $100,000 a month, they're gonna think I'm all about the money. They're gonna think I'm too greedy. They're gonna think all I care about is the money.
That's huge.
Well, if
And
I
that's
start
not
making all
something
this money,
that Brene Brown talks a lot. It's about that need of feeling that you belong
yeah,
to someone, to a family, to a clan, to a community. But it was so it comes from our ancestors, this need to be accepted by our clan. And so in your example, when you're earning way more than what your clan average is earning, there's a disconnection there. And so there's the fear that comes into place that feels like, oh, I'm not gonna be accepted anymore.
yes, absolutely. That's a real fear because sometimes it does not project itself in the natural. You think, oh, I'm good. I don't mind showing them the way. I don't mind being, the leader in this little clan. But when you start to make a little bit more, you start to become self-conscious. You start to even chastise yourself even before they open your mouth because it's that rejection that sometimes it's coming, sometimes it may not even come, but you don't want to ever be an outcast. Everybody wants to fit in. Everybody wants to be loved and accepted. Everybody wants to be validated. And if making a couple $1,000s more every single month does not give you that feeling of validation, then you're subconsciously going to push it away.
Yeah,
Even
it's
if
gonna
you think to
lose it.
yourself,
Yeah,
I
and
want more money.
so all of a sudden, yeah, people will either come up with expenses, get into a car accident, just give it away, just to go back to that level where their
Yeah,
subconscious feel safe and
accepted.
accepted.
Yes, and that's why one of the most powerful affirmations that you can say to yourself every single day is, "It is safe for me to make more money. It is safe for me to want more. It is
I
safe for
like
me
that.
to have more. It is safe for me to desire more. It is safe to me to live in a state of absolute abundance."
I like
Because when
that.
you start to remind your subconscious that everything that you desire is absolutely safe, then
Yeah.
it starts to be okay with the fact that it's okay to be an outlier because it's safe. It's safe because I know that my friends are going to come around or I'm going to find new friends or, I'm going to be okay. It's absolutely safe for you to be a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
It's not going to cause you grief. It's not going to cause you pain. It's not going to cause you disappointment. Yes, it may come with a little bit more responsibility, but it's safe
Yeah.
to delegate. It's safe to have people help you. It's safe to receive support.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, hey, how often do you think that people should repeat these new affirmation to get them ingrained?
Fabiola, I'm not about the frequency as much as I'm about the impact. So
I
there
like
is
that.
no magic formula like, oh, 7 to 10 times a day, or 3 times in the morning and 3 times at night, and then 9 times before you go to bed. I don't believe in rules. I believe you do what works for you. However, the reason why a lot of people that being said, a lot of people repeat affirmations and it does not work for them. You want to know why? Because these words are just empty words. They have
Yeah.
no emotion
They
attached to
know
them.
emotion.
What
Yeah.
causes the affirmation to go forth and bring you the miracles and raise your vibration is the emotion attached to the
The
word.
feeling, right? The feeling.
It's the feeling of it's the feeling of being there, not chasing, not wanting, not desiring, but the feeling of done is what causes you to raise your vibrations. Your raised vibration is what causes you to magnetically attract the opportunities, the clients, the whatever it is that you're desiring at the level of your vibration. So
Yeah.
it's not so much, oh, you should repeat this 15 times a day. No, you can say it one time, but if it carries a lot of weight, if it carries a lot of emotion, if you feel truly what you're saying to the core, to your soul, that will go ahead and give you a better turnaround than repeating it 50 times a day and it's just empty words.
Yes, yes, yeah. And I'm experiencing this in the past, for the past 3 weeks, because I created a 28-day gratitude challenge, and
Mm-hmm.
that has been that has increased my vibration. I
Mm-hmm.
feel enthusiastic every day just for nothing, but just being alive. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you're in that state of vibration, then you start being grateful or repeating your affirmation. That's really where the magic happens. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely helps to come up with a plan. And if you want to say, well, I'm going to say this before I go to bed. I'm going to say this when I wake up. I'm going to say this before I meet up with an important client or before I meet up with anybody. You can certainly put those structures and boundaries together. But you want to know that the most important thing is believing it to be true and feeling through that affirmation to the point where you're like, yes, thank you. I got it. I always say to my clients, I believe that there is a spectrum of vibrational frequency. On one end, we have love. On the other end, we have fear. Where we have love is a place we have gratitude, is a place we have joy, harmony, peace, wealth, abundance, all
Yes.
on them that. There is not a worry in the world. There is not a care in the world. The ego is not important when we have love. When we have fear, there is anxiety, there's worry, there's stress, there's self-sabotage, there's doubt, there's
Judgment. There's self-judgment.
ton of judgment. There's a ton of judgment over here. What you want to do, and let's just call this a joy meter. What you want to do is get yourself over from fear to love. And when you're operating in fear, you're vibrating very, very low. Competition, comparison, all that stuff. And maybe you're a 0 out of 10 or 1 out of 10. Then you start to affirm. You start to see pictures of yourself getting better. You start to go into random acts of kindness and gratitude. You start to give panhandlers an extra $5 just because you can. You go to the grocery store, you spend $7 and you give them an extra dollar. You donate an extra dollar to the Sick Kids Foundation because you can. You wake up in the morning and you look at your husband that pissed you off all day and you say, honey, good morning. This is a good day and we're gonna be good. You look at your child who has probably annoyed you all week long and you give them a hug and say, God, I'm so grateful that this child, is in my life and blah, blah, blah. You look at the client who's taking you for granted, who's been flicking out on you, who maybe has not made their payments, and you look at them and you say, you know what, I'm so grateful that you even came into my life. I release you with joy and love and gratitude. And you do all these things and you're literally reframing your entire world. And the things that should normally the things that should normally cause you pain and worry and anxiety, you start to reframe and turn them around. Before you know it, you're going to be at a 9 out of 10 and maybe at even a 10 out of 10. This is how you move from fear to love. Yeah. Everybody needs a joy meter. So when you wake up in the morning, what am I feeling? Am I feeling a 5 out of 10? Am I at a 7 out of 10? Am I maybe at a 2 out of 10 because I just got a ticket? I just manifested a couple bills. I don't have any money. I'm going to go into debt this month to pay the mortgage, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff that you cannot control. And then you start to shift and reframe and turn things around and use new affirmations and, before you get over here. The goal is to be here all day, every day. Now, realistically, practically speaking, is it possible to be at a 10 out of 10 every day? Probably not. Maybe yes, maybe not, whatever. The point is you want to strive to be here. Awareness alone is going to help us. It's not just knowing that, okay, well, things are going pretty bad, and then before you know it, it just starts to go downhill. It's literally bringing that to the awareness of your imagination and saying, okay, Fabiola, we're not in a good place right now, but don't you worry. Give me an hour and we'll be over here. Just having that awareness alone is a miracle in itself. A lot of people are walking, talking, drones, and I don't want to use the word dummy, but robots, because they're not even aware that they have created all of this drama, and they're not taking responsibility for it, and so they don't think that they can change it.
I love that. I love that. And what changed in my life is exactly what you just mentioned. It's about the responsibility. Like when I realized that I am responsible for everything that happens in my life, for my moods, I said to myself, I choose to be happy. It's a choice.
It's a choice.
And that, as you said, I strive towards to every day. And I do not blame, I don't fall into the game of blaming exterior factors about my mode and what's happening in my life. I'm done with that story. I'm fed up with that story. My new story and my authentic story is that I am responsible for my life, for my reality. and I'm gonna do. And I have a coach. I have mentors, and I surround myself with the right people to help me to get to that place of happiness. And as you said, it's not. It will not happen in one day, but there's that intention daily. There's that intention that I'm like, if I'm not feeling a 10, I allow myself to feel a 8, a 7, whatever reason. But then I'm like, okay, what can I do? How can I turn this around? How can my situation get better? How can I so I'm in that proactive mode rather than a victim mode. Yeah.
Absolutely, because of that awareness and even acknowledging it, it's, that's why you're in a proactive mode. And it's funny because sometimes people are like, well, it sounds great. It's great that you had a 5 or a 7 or a 10. Well, I just lost my a dear one to cancer last week. My son got in an accident, and they have all the stories of war and things happening to them, and they're like, how can I ever get myself from a 0 or even a -5 to even being at a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I like something you mentioned there about allowing. Sometimes you just allow the feelings to go through. A lot of times what I find people try to do is they're wrestling, they're resistant. Like, oh no, I have to feel good today, God. I have to feel happy. I have to feel grateful. And sometimes it's not happening as quickly as you like it to happen because there's all this reality staring in your face. In that case, what you need to do is allow. Just allow the feeling to pass. Allow whatever needs to happen to happen. It's like, okay, what's the worst case scenario? I'm over here, and I'm just gonna trust that this feeling of sadness and this feeling of disappointment and this feeling of fear will pass by. And God always, 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 always meets us where we are. Always. I think it's just not trying is when it gets bad, like just when you're not trying. But when you're trying and you're like, God, I'm looking around for something to be grateful for, and I just cannot find anything to be grateful for. The more you are asking for help, the more you're reaching out, and the more you're reaching out and trying to change that and reframe, the more you're gonna feel good, the better you're gonna feel. The next day you can just get a call from a friend, a longtime friend who raises your spirits because you desired it. So oftentimes, all the time, as a matter of fact, in order for us to receive, we must ask. In order for us to get, we must seek, we must knock, we must reach out. We must always take responsibility and reach out. Our skin must be in the game. You must have a level of commitment to this thing. It cannot just be, oh, I'm just over here waiting and journaling and visualizing and affirming and doing my work and doing all this ooh la la, or what is it called? Like kumbaya, holding hands and singing kumbaya. If you do not go out to do the live streams, if that's what you're called to do, the sale will not come. If you don't go out on Facebook and talk to your ideal target audience, the sale will not come. If you don't go on Facebook groups and social media and Instagram or trade fairs, or go looking for opportunities to connect with your ideal target audience, you are going to be in the same spot.
Yeah, I call that massive action, right? We started this video saying that, part of the formula of success is mindset, and that's, I would say, it's the biggest part. For me, the other part is massive action. As you were saying, it's just you have to get creative and take action and do whatever it takes to actualize.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do in the physical. Do whatever you need to do in the natural. Do whatever. Send the email. Apply for the job. Apply for the speaking engagement. Apply for whatever it is that you're applying for. Put yourself out there. Step out of your comfort zone and mix that up with your mindset work, and you'll be golden.
And yes. Well, thank you so much. Wasn't this an amazing call? Thank you so much, A, for your time. I know you're busy, so thank you so much for taking some time to be with us. Where our listeners can find you?
Oh, that's a perfect question, because you can find me on Facebook.
Easy.
You can just find me on Facebook. My name is Ehi Ade-Mabo, so EHIADE-MABO. Send me a message. Add me as a friend on social media. I do not mind. Send me a quick hello. Let me know that you watch this. Let me know what your aha moments were. Let me know what you're deciding and committing to do next. Because remember, the first step is really acknowledging where you are right now, acknowledging the beliefs that have brought you here. But step number 2 is deciding on something better, deciding on a new reality, and then going ahead to choose new beliefs that replace your old limiting beliefs. But also, like we just concluded with, taking risk, taking massive action, wanting to put yourself out there, wanting to get out of your comfort zone. And that would be all the magic you need to have a successful rest of 2018. And don't be afraid to hire a coach. I hear a lot of people talk to me and they listen, they're like, yeah, it sounds good. I really want to hire a coach, but I cannot afford it. And it's like, the more you're saying you cannot afford it, the more you would never be able to afford it. Reach out to a financial person like Fabiola, reach out to a mindset coach like myself. Talk, literally, reach out for help.
Yes, yes.
You would never get the help you need in the same spot saying, I cannot afford it.
Yeah.
Something has got to give. You need to step out of your comfort zone and go figure out, how can I afford it? That is the right question, by the way. And this cuts across the coaching, for the trip, for the house, for the car, for whatever it is that you want to purchase. Stop saying, I cannot. The minute you say, how can I? Your mind gets into possibility mode.
Saying the question,
and literally look for the resource for you to be able to afford whatever it is that you desire. And if you have a strong desire to affording this particular thing, I'm not just saying, okay, mind, go look for a way for me to afford this coach. If your skin is not in the game, you cannot fool God, you cannot deceive the universe, you're not going to get what you want. But if you desperately, urgently know that you need to hire a mindset coach, and all you're thinking is, I cannot afford it, even before you reach out to the coach, that's not even a strategy that's going to work out. That's not a strategy that's going to work out. So the last thing I'm going to say to you is, get a coach, get a support structure on your side, on your team. Get somebody to help you. Get somebody who knows what you're doing to help you, so you can manifest $10,000 a month or even beyond that.
Absolutely.
The work that we do does not restrict you to 10K months. You can do 25K, you can do 50K. There are no limits. There are no limits. Your mindset is the only limit that exists.
Thank you, Ehi. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Send me questions if you have any, or send Ehi questions if you have. And I will be seeing you most likely next week with another amazing woman to empower you and to help you achieve those dreams that you're envisioning. Thank you so much, everybody. Mwah. Thank you, Ehi, again. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good one.